Okay, so in the last class, like we saw, like we started Java and we understood some of the concepts of Java, like how to create a class, how to create methods in the class, and like how we can call those class from, like how you can call the methods from other classes and other, like how to create a static method. All these concepts like we covered. Okay, and let's continue with that. See. Okay, where is it? 2016 Java code. Okay, so let me create a new class, and like today, like we'll start with the method overloading. Okay, so this is one of the concept in Java, like where what we can do is like we can create multiple methods with the same name. Okay, so that is called as method overloading. Okay, so in the same class, like what we can do is we can create multiple methods with the same name, and that is called overloading. And but like to do that overloading, like there are different things that we need to do. Like for example, the name can be same, but the parameters that you are passing to that method should be different. Okay, so the number of parameters can be different. Like for example, for the first method you can have only one parameter, and you cannot have any, like for the second method you can have two parameters but with the same name. Okay, so and you can have different types of type of parameter. Like for example, you can have one parameter as first parameter as string, second parameter as integer. So for the next method you can have first parameter as integer and second parameter as string. Okay, so you can create multiple methods with the same name but with these different types of parameters, and that is what is called as method overloading. Okay, so that we have in Java, and like we in other languages we don't have this option. Like let's say in VB scripting, which we use in QTP, we cannot do that. Like you can create only one method with that name, so you cannot have multiple methods with the same name. Okay, so in Java we can do that with the help of this like method overloading. So we'll see how to do that. See, let me create a new class. See, right click, then create a new and class, and let's say I'll give this as method overloading. The class name is method overloading, and see, I'm selecting the main method. Like I want to create a main method, so I'm selecting that main method. So click finish. See, we got a main method here, and so now see, instead of in the main method, like in that class itself, like what I'll do is I'll try to create some method. See, void, or like first is public and void. I don't want to return anything from that method, and then the method name, let's say this addition. Okay, or I'll say math. Okay, open and close the brackets. See, public void math and open and close brackets. So in this, like let's say I'll add something, or let's say I will not pass any parameters to it, and I'll just say like int a equal to 10, int b equal to 20, and int c equal to a plus b. And I just want to display them SYSO. Okay, system.out.println. I'll just say added value is plus C. I'm just trying to display that value. Okay, looks like there is some error. Let's see, what is it? Oh, so instead of uppercase I gave like lowercase, I gave a uppercase C, so that's why it was giving an error. See, this is one method, and which is adding just two numbers. So I can have one more method. See, public void, let's say math. Okay, open and close brackets. See, it's giving me a error. See, if you see that, it says duplicate method math, because the parameters are same. So even for this math we don't have any parameters, even for this one we don't have any parameters, so it's the same. So that's why it's giving you duplicate method. But instead, let's say, see, int a. See, now the error is gone. That means, see, the name of the methods are same, but the parameters that you are passing to that method is different. Okay, so that's why the number of parameters to that method is different. So that's why it is treating this as a different method. And this is what is called as method overloading, which you have only in, like, you can do it in this Java. Okay, so now see one more parameter, let's say int b and int c equal to a plus b. Just like whatever the code that you want, we can have it in that method, system.out.println. Okay, let's say added value with parameters and then plus c, a different method. Okay, in the same way, see public void math of, open and close the brackets. Okay, again it says the same thing. See, then I'll say int a comma int b. Okay, now see it's giving error for these two things because both of them are like same. So instead what I'll do is int, let's say instead of integer I'll say string something, string to do. Okay, so it's like uppercase S, see string to do. See now it's treating it as a, the error is gone, so this is treating it as a different method. Okay, so that's what, like you can have like same methods with different number of input parameters, plus you can also have a method with different types of parameters also, like this, different types of parameters. Okay, count you can have and different types of input variables. Okay, this is all is part of overloading itself. Like this is what is called as method overloading. Okay, we can create different methods with a different sets of parameters, with different number of parameters. Okay, and see if you want to call it, same thing. So we need to create a class like method overloading mo equal to new method overloading of. Okay, and mo dot see math. So again, like you can see void like math of math a comma b, math like string comma integer. So you can see all the three of them. Okay, and if I select the first one, it will call the first one. Then mo dot math see, and I can give two values to it like this. And third one is mo dot math string, let's say test comma 10 something. We don't have any code in there, so it doesn't do anything there. Okay, but this is how we can do the method overloading in Java. And if I run this, see added value is 30, added value with parameters is 30, and in the last one we don't have any code, so it didn't execute anything. Or we can have some code in here also, system.out.println. Okay, inside math with string parameter. Okay, so instead of, I will give 30. See, let's run this. I can just right click, run as Java application. See, added value is 30, added value with parameters is 40, inside math string parameters. Like this we can create it. The methods like method overloading. Okay. So basically all these things are like part of Java itself. So we'll learn some of the concepts and like which we will be using these concepts when we are actually using the WebDriver and when we create the automation framework. Okay, so there we'll use all these concepts. Okay, and next is the Java collections. So see, let me close this. Okay, so let me, okay, so basically like see in Java like we have something called as collections. So what collections are is kind of like, see, when you have a lot of data that you want to store, or like let's say there is an Excel file and you have all the data in that Excel file, like let's say username, like you want to log into the application with the username, and the username and password you are giving it in a Excel file, like kind of a test data. So you need to read that from your script, and then you need to use that data and log into the application and do some stuff. Okay, like that can be one scenario, and some other scenario can be, let's say you have a list box. See, for example, let's say we'll go to some web application. See, demoaut.com. Let's say I'll go to the register page. See, you have a countries list here. Okay, and you need to check whether all these countries are as per your requirements or not. So what countries should come in that countries list, like you will have a list of that. Okay, and that list, like you will be using it for your application. Like you need to come here to the application and compare this list with the data that you have in your requirements document. So for that reason, like what we need to do, we need to come to the application and capture all these values. Okay, so that capturing part, we'll see it in the WebDriver, as well as in like how to do it in the WebDriver. But for that reason, like what we need to do, we need to get these values from the application. And so as there are multiple values, we cannot store, like we have to store them at some place. Okay, either in an Excel file or some location, like you need to store those values. Then only like you will be able to compare those values with some other your input values. Okay, so for that reason, like to store the values, like to store values in the application, from the application or anything, like we need to use something called as collections. Okay, so you can store it into a variable, or you can store it into a array, or there are some objects in the Java which we can use, and we can which we can use it, and we can store these values. So for that, like we have different collections. So for first one is the array list. So let's see what array list and how we can create that array list. Okay, so basically this array list is also built on arrays. So what exactly array is, like you can see, let's say for example, I'll create a new class. Okay, so let's say I'll say it as arrays, and I want to have a main method here. Okay, so basically let's say if I wanted to create like multiple variables, like for example int a equal to 10, int b equal to 20, int c equal to 30, okay, int d equal to 40. So what's happening here, like we are creating different variables, okay, or 4 variables we created, like a, b, c, d, and each one we are storing into a variable. Some value we are storing into that variable. So what will happen is, when we are creating these variables, like our system will use some memory. Okay, so for a it uses some memory, for b variable it uses some memory, for c variable it uses some memory. Okay, so instead of like storing multiple values like this, what we can do is we can only create one variable and store multiple values into it. For example, see something like this, like arr a equal to something like 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, like that, and so on. Okay, so instead of like creating multiple variables, what we can do is we can only create one variable like this and store multiple values into it. Like that is what is called as arrays. Okay, so in that arrays itself, like we have something called as array list. Okay, so what this array list is, like you can store multiple values into it, and those values will be stored based on index. Index in the sense, see, array of 0 will have the first value, array of 1 will have the second value, array of 2 will have the third value. So like that, like all the values will be stored in that array or the array list. Okay, so let's try to create one array list and see like how to create that array list is array list, let's say arr equal to new array list. Okay, and before that, like we have to give what type of list that you want to create. Let's say I want to create a integer. So array list int arr equal to new array list of int, open and close the brackets and end. Okay, so it's giving me a error. So let's see what that error is. See, so it says insert dimension. So instead of array, let's first of all create a string one, string and string. Okay, and now if you see here, see when I type like both the array list, like this code is not able to understand what that array list is. Okay, so to do that, like we need to have some import method, like we need to have some classes imported. So we already know like Java has like many jar files. So each jar will have some logic which will be understood. Like if you have that imported, then only our code can understand what it is. Okay, so now this array list, it's not able to understand what that array list is. So what we need to do is, see, if you highlight that array list, see, you will get okay, you will get the import option. See, let me do that. Okay, array list, see, and it says, see, import array list Java util. Okay, so we need to get this. So it's like when you, if there is an error and if you highlight it, so it gives you fixes, like 8 quick fixes available. Okay, that means there are different things that you can do to overcome this error. And first one of them is the import array list. So we have to select the first option, which is to import the array list. So once you do this, see, it will add a line of code here, import java.util.arraylist, and see, now the error is gone. So array list string, what type of array list that you want to create, and new array list of this string, and this is the syntax for it. So what we did, now we created a array list name called array. Okay, instead I'll say it as cars, let's say. See, array list cars, new array list of. So we created a array list called cars, and in this cars, like we can store values. And how to store the values is, see, cars dot add. Okay, and we created a string array list. So now you can store what type of value that you want to store. See, let's say I will give it as, see, Audi. Okay, again, if I want to add one more value, cars dot add, let's say Honda. Okay, cars dot add, see, cars dot add, let's say BMW. Then cars dot add, let's say Zen. Then like any number of values, cars dot add, let's say Acura, something. Okay, like this. So instead of creating multiple variables, what we did, like we created only one variable, and we are able to store all multiple values into that variable. Okay, so like we are trying to save the memory, like instead of creating, like if you create like 5 variables, it uses a lot of memory. So instead we are only creating one variable and storing all the values into that array list. Okay, and if you want to get that value, see, like now you stored some values into it, and let's say if you want to know the size, like how many values are there in that array list, we can also get that. See, size of array list. How we can get that is, see, let's say int arr or cars size equal to just some variable, whatever the variables that you want to, or I can give cars count equal to cars dot size of. See, this will give me how many values are stored in that list cars. Okay. Then now let's say if I want to display that value, see syso, okay, system.out.println, and then let's say I can give count of cars is, see, plus cars count. What are this variable that we just created? Okay, int car counts is equal count.size system.out.println, count of cars is this. So which will display the size of the how many values are there in that array list. See, let me save it and run it. See, 5. Okay, there are 5 values in it, so that's why the size of that cars is 5. Okay, so this is how you can know the size of that array list. And not only the size, see, let's say you have stored some values into it and you want to display the values, like you want to see what value is there at some specific variable like size. Let's say in the third value, okay, what is the value that is present in the third location? So we can also do that, like we can also get that value. So how to do that is, see, let's say, so this is a string, or I can just say system.out.println in case if I want to print it. See, car at index, let's say 1 is, so if I want to get the car which is present at the first one, see, plus cars, what the list object dot, see, get, and you have to provide the index. So if you give 0, it will display the first value, because like I said, array list, like it starts from 0. So cars are Audi will be at 0, Honda will be at 1, okay, cars of 1, cars of 2 will be BMW, like that. So the array list starts from 0. It doesn't start from 1, it starts from 0. See, let's save this and run it. See, car at index 1 is Audi. Okay, because this is the first value that is stored. So even though I'm giving it as 1, like I'm referring to 0th location, because the location is 0. It starts from 0 to the nth one. And in case, let's say, if I want to display all of them, like if I want to display all the values that are present in the cars, and I don't know how many values are there, let's say I don't know how many values are there, so I will get the size, and then from the size we can do it. So we already have the cars count. See, I can use a for loop, control space, see, iterate over an array, see, I equal to 0, I less than, instead of hours.length, I'll make it as cars count, because this is the cars count which has how many values are there in that list. Okay, and I plus plus. So in this, now I'll do, see, system.out.println, okay, and I'll display car at index, see, plus, so index is the I position, plus this space is plus cars dot get of I. So I'm trying to just loop through it and display the value that is present in that list. Okay, see, for int I equal to 0, I less than cars count, I plus plus, system.out.println cars at index plus I, which is the I location of that loop, and then I am passing that I value here. So first time it will be get of 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, see, let me run this and I'll comment this line of code because I don't want to display that, and see, I'll run it. See, car at index 1 is Audi. Okay, okay, actually I need to comment this line of code, that's why it displayed 2 times. See, I'll run it again. See, count of cars is 5. Car at index 0 is Audi, or 1 is Honda, like 2 is BMW, 3 is Zen, and 4 is Acura, like this. So we can store the values inside an array like this, array list, and then this is how we can retrieve the value. Okay, and let's say not only this, like you also have like one other way also to display the values from the array list. Like see, for press a control space. See, if you see this, see iterate over an array variable. So same thing, but like instead of using the I, I'm trying to use a different thing. See, for string, let's say car and the name of the array list. Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are just trying to use a different way of variables or the loop and retrieve the values. Okay, and see system.out.println car at index or car is plus, you can give directly car because it's a string. So for every loop, first time it will have like Audi, second time it will have BMW or Honda, BMW or whatever it is, like that. Okay, see, let me comment this and only run this part. And if you see here, see, car is Audi, Honda, BMW, Zen and Acura. Okay, so you can even use a loop like this and also display the values. Okay, either you can use this loop or this loop to loop through and display the values from that list box or from the array list. Okay, and one more thing that we need to know about this list is like if you are trying to add or the remove values from this list from the end. Let's say, see, you created an array list of 100 values. Okay, and after creating it, let's say you want to make some changes to it, like you want to delete something or you want to add more values. So if you are using a array list, like it's very easy and fast if you want to add the values to the end of it. Okay, if you want to add or if you want to remove the values to the end of it, then it's easy or it's very fast. But let's say if you are trying to delete, let's say you have 10 values, see something like this. So how the arrays will be storing the values is, see, 0, then 1, then 2, then third location, fourth location, fifth location. And let's say if you want to make something, like let's say you want to remove a value from the last of it, like fifth location, it quickly does it, like it very fastly deletes it or adds it to the list, array list. Okay, but let's say if you want to delete something from the second value, okay, from between, like let's say if I want to delete this 1, so what will happen is when you delete something in between, it tries to rearrange all the values. In the sense, see, for the first location has been deleted. So what it needs to do, it needs to get the whichever that is there here to the second location or here. Okay, then it needs to move the next value to here. Okay, because like one value is deleted in the between. So whenever you delete something or add something, like it will rearrange the total array, and so because of which it might be slow. Okay, so if you want to add it at the last and delete it from the end, it's very fast. But if you want to do some changes in between, then it will be like slower than compared to others, like which we'll see now, like what other types of lists that are available. Okay, so this is how the array list will work. So to adding and deleting from the end, it's very fast, not from the between. Okay, and the next point that we need to know about it is, see, so like what it does is like removing from between indexes is slower as it reallocates the value. Okay, and so it is not recommended to use the arrays in case if you want to delete something, and this is how the values will be stored. So to overcome that, like what we have is linked list. So this whatever that we saw just now is the array list, and we have something called as linked list. So what this linked list will do is, like the same way how we created the array list, you can also create a linked list and store values into it. But what happens is, let's say if you are trying to delete it from the beginning, okay, or from the end or in between also, it's very fast. So all it will do is, see, let's say if you have 0, 1 and 2 like this, and if you are deleting 0, or sorry, the first one, so it will just remove this line from here and continue adding it. Okay, see, if you have, let's say, 3, okay, again you have 4, okay, and in case if you are removing a value, if you are deleting one value from between, all it does is it just removes this and keeps a link like that itself. Okay, so compared to the array list, like linked list is very fast. Okay, so that's why in case if we have something, like if you want to delete something in between, or if you want to add something in between, it's better to use a linked list than a array list. Okay, so let's try to create a linked list and see how we can create it. See, right click, again I'll create a new class for this. It's a class, and I'll give it as, let's say, collections underscore linked list. Okay, and I also want a main method, so I'll select this public static void main, then click on finish. See, okay, so now like what I want to do is, see, I want to create a linked list. See, same thing, linked list string equal to new linked list of string, okay, open and close brackets, and end of the string. And see, linked list string equal to new links. So we are creating a object. Okay, we need to give the name of the list. So I'll give it as L list. So linked list L. So we are creating a object of list L list, and it is a type of linked list, and it's a string type. So now see, it's giving me some error. So again, hover over it, and it will give you the fixes that are available. And if you see the first one, see, it says import linked list Java util. So we need to select this option, like whatever the first one. So it's importing that specific class to our class. See, if I click on this, see, it added a new line of code here. See, import java.util.linked list. So that class will have what exactly this linked list is. So we don't need to worry about it, and all we need to do is we can use it. So the implementation or what exactly that linked list, or what methods are there, will be present in this linked list class. So we are just importing that. See, now list dot add. See, same thing, like what are the methods that we had in the array list are also available in the linked list. See, add, let's say, same thing, let's say Honda. Okay, so instead of a list, I'll just say cars or car, so that it's meaningful. So see, car dot add Honda, then same thing, car dot add BMW. Okay, car dot add, then let's say Merc. Okay, car dot add, see, Zen, like this. Okay, so see, 4 values like we have added to it. So let's say I'll say car dot add something with a Acura, like this. Okay, even this has the size, car dot size of, see, which will give me the size of the list or the linked list. So I can just system.out.println, and I can do this just to display the size of the car, or what are the size of that linked list. Okay, and let's say if I want to display all the values, same thing, all I can do is just like we can have we can write a loop and we can display the values. See, something like this, for control space, I want to iterate over this. See, string car of car. Okay, and see, it gives me a, yeah, instead of cars, because we cannot use the same variable as the linked list that we created. So see, for string cars colon car, and I can just display the values. System.out.println. See, let's say car name is, I can just say cars, just the name of the variable, like this. See, if I run this, see, car name is Honda, BMW, Mercury, like Merc, Zen and Acura. So this is how, like, the only difference between the array list and the linked list is the way you add. See, now we are adding just like small values, so it might not make much difference. Like we might not see much difference when we are adding it and deleting it. Okay, but let's say when the values are more, like let's say if you have thousands of values, or in real time, like we might have millions of values that we might need to add to the to one object. So at that time we will see the difference. But if it is like 4 or 5 values, or like 10, 100, 110, 200 values, we might not see much difference. Okay, but if you have a lot of values, then you will actually see the difference. So when we are actually developing an application, so from the testing point of view, we might not see much difference, like even if you create an array list or the linked list. But let's say if you are creating the application, like the developers who are developing the application, see, they also use all this code itself, like all these methods and objects. So when they use it, at that time they will see the difference, because there are lots of other things that they need to handle. But from the testing point of view, we can use any values, like either an array list or a linked list, like this, and we might not see much difference. But that's what the like the main difference is, like how you add the values, and if you want to delete some values, that's where the performance of that object will differ. Okay, so in both of them, like we only saw how to add them. So like we can also delete the values. See, how to delete the values is, like we can remove the values from it. Like see, car dot remove. Okay, car dot remove, and inside, like you need to give which value you want to remove. So let's say I'll say 0 and close it. So that means I'm removing the 0th location, whatever the value, which is Honda. So instead, let's say, see, I want to remove 1. See. And let's again display this. I'll just copy the same code down. So I'm trying to display it 2 times. See, if I run this, see, first time is till Acura, and then you have Honda and Merc. See, BMW is missing in the second list. Okay, so, or let me do this. So before displaying, printing it, I'll just print something. I'll just print some value here, line in between them, so that we can see the difference. See, so first time we see 5 values, and as we removed the first location, which is like BMW, see, next time when you are displaying it, we can only see, we don't see that BMW here. We only see Honda, Merc, Zen and Acura, because we deleted one value. So in the same way, even in array list also we can delete it. Okay, see, same thing. The cars dot, see, remove, and the location. See, let's say if I remove the second location, and see, I'll uncomment this so that we can see. Okay, and just display the value also, some line of code. Let's display some line so that we can see the difference. See, if I run this, see, Audi, Honda, BMW, Zen, Acura. See here also, like we deleted the second location, which is BMW. So it deleted that, and it's displaying the next values. Okay, so like this, like you can add the values and you can retrieve the values and display them, and also we can remove the values. And the only difference between the arrays and linked list is how fast it works when you are trying to delete the values. Okay, so it's better to use a linked list rather than the array list, as it, like when you are deleting and updating, it takes a lot of time compared to the linked list. Okay, so let's save this. And so yeah, this is the difference between the array list and the linked list. And you also have, okay, something called as hash sets. Okay, so lists are like how we just saw, like how to store the values in them and display the values. And in the same way, like we have something called as set, and even in that set, like you have different types. One is hash set, then linked hash set, and we have tree set. Okay, so which we'll see what they are. Okay, and the only difference between the set and the list is, see, in the list you can add multiple values of same thing. See, for example, let's say I want to again add Honda. See, I can add it. Okay, it does not do anything, it just adds the same value to the list. That means like duplicate values are accepted in a list. Okay, see, if I run this, okay, see, Honda and Honda. That means like you have added the same value 2 times to the variable or to that list. But with the maps, or sorry, with the set, we cannot do that. Okay, we can only add unique values to it. So even if you add a second value to it, like it just it ignores it. Okay, and it only maintains one value of that variable. Okay, and also it does not maintain any order. Okay, so with the list, what happens is the way you have added to that list, it maintains that order. So first you added Honda, then BMW, then Merc. So when you are retrieving it, as also it keeps that value there itself at that location. Okay, so 0th location will be Honda, first location will be BMW, second location will be Merc. Okay, so it maintains that list and where those values are. But a map or a set, it does not do it. So it just like stores the values wherever it want in that set. And because of that, it's very fast compared to the arrays and lists, like linked list and the array list. Okay, so let's see how to create a set also. Okay, and the first one is the hash set. Like this is one of the type of the set that we have in Java. Okay, see, let me create a new class. New class, see, collections underscore hash set. So I'm just giving that name to that class, and I need the value. Like I want to uh, I want to have the main method. So I'll select that main and see, and click on finish, which will create the class as well as the main method from me. Okay, and now like I want to create that set. See, set, like uppercase set, and then again type what type of set that you want to create, and see, let's say this is a hash set, right? So I can say L set equal to new set of string open and close brackets, and do this. Okay, again, see, it's not able to understand what this set is. See, under below that, like it has a red mark. So just hover over it. See, we have import set Java util. So we need to import this class. See, it added a line of code to us, java.util.set. And now, see, okay. Oh, sorry, instead, like not set, we have to give it as linked hash set and import it. See, oh, like S should be uppercase. See, linked hash set. See, import linked hash set. Okay, see, set string lset equal to linked hash set. And now see, lset, and same thing, same methods again, add and some value to it. So let's say Honda. Okay, I can give the same name, so it's easy if you give cars. Okay, and cars dot add. So the methods are same, but the class that you create is different for each type of object that you are creating in the collections. So see, like whatever that method, see, add here is same, and here also add, and even here also add. Okay, so everywhere it's had itself. Okay, but the way it is creating that list or the values it's storing into that object is different. Okay, and see, cars dot add, let's say BMW. Okay, cars dot add, let's say Merc. Then cars dot add, I can say Acura. Okay, cars dot add, let's say Honda, BMW, and I'll give it as Audi. Okay, like this. Okay, okay, not linked hash set. Let's create a hash set itself. Hash set. Okay, import hash set. Okay, so same thing, like no change, just like instead of linked hash set, I'm creating a hash set and I'm adding all those values to it. Okay, and see, the way that we added is Honda, BMW, Merc, Acura, and Audi. Okay, but when you are trying to display those values, so it can be, it displays like it does not maintain any order. This hash set, like it does not maintain any order on how we are adding the values to it. Okay, when you are trying to display it, you might get in a different way. Okay, see, for example, let me display them. For iterate over the string, I can say car and cars. Okay, and let's say system.out.println car is plus car. Okay, and see, now if I save and run this, okay, see, we added like Honda, BMW, Merc, Acura, Audi. But when you are trying to display, see, displayed in a different way. Like first is Acura, Audi, then Merc, then BMW, then Honda. Okay, so it does not maintain like whatever the way that you add your values to that object, it does not maintain that order. Instead, it stores in its own way. And when you are trying to display them, it will display in that way. Okay, so because of this, as it does not maintain any specific order, it is very fast compared to linked list or the array list. Okay, so when in case if you see the array list, the way you added it to the list, in that way it will be displayed. Okay, even with the linked list, it does the same thing. The way you have added to it, it will display in the same way. Okay, see, if I run this, see, Honda, BMW, like Merc, Zen, Acura, Honda. See, it displayed in the same way itself. But that's not the case with the hash set. Okay, and that's why compared to the other linked list and the array list, the hash set is very fast. Okay, so again, like if you are doing a small variable, like small number of values like 10, 20 or 100, 200, you don't see much different. Okay, but when you are creating, like when you are adding like thousands of values or like millions of values to that list, like at that time you will see a lot of difference. Okay, but not with this, but this is what the difference is. So that's why, as we know the difference, like we should be using a better one rather than just using a linked list or the array list. So it depends based on our requirement. If you want to add something in between, or if you don't want to add anything in between and maintain the order, then we'll go with the list, array list or the linked list. And if you don't want to maintain the order but you just want to use it, then we'll go with the hash set. Okay, so based on our requirement, we have to use whichever the one that we want to. Okay, so this hash set does not like maintain the order in which the elements are added to it. Okay, so the hash set does not maintain any order. That's why it's fast. That's reason it's fast compared to others. And this is what the hash set is, and it's a class of, like, it's from the set, one of the set, hash set. And in the same way, like how we have the hash set, we also have linked hash set. Okay, and even for the linked hash set, we cannot have duplicate values. Okay, and we didn't see that. See, in case if I add the same thing again, okay, let's say if I add BMW again. Okay, see, I'm adding 2 BMWs to that list. If I run this, see, only one BMW is displayed. Okay, because the set does not allow duplicate values. So, and even if you add a duplicate value to it, then it will only maintain one value. See, like this. You have now you only see one BMW, even though you added 2 BMWs to it. Okay, so we need to even consider this when we are creating the or which type of object that you want to use. So based on your requirement, you need to consider this also and use that object or create that object. Okay, and that's what the set is. And the second one, even linked list, like see, it does not cannot have a duplicate values, and this list maintains the order on how they are added to the set. Okay, so the hash set does not maintain any order. Okay, so the way you add and the way you retrieve can be, the values can be different. But with the linked hash set, it does maintain how you added to the set. Okay, see, let's see that. Let me create a new class. Right click, new class. See, let's say collections underscore linked hash set, and I want a main method, so I'll select it and click on finish. Okay, so I'll get that code. See, linked, or I can say set string and the name of the variable or the object cars equal to new linked hash set. Okay, so generally when we create the variables or these classes, see, like you need to say first letter will be uppercase, linked hash, again it's a different word, so the first character will be uppercase, and set, again that's a different variable or the different name, so again it's an uppercase. So that's called like camel case that we need to use. So whenever we are creating a variable, we need to do it like this. Okay, see, again linked hash set, then string, and open and close the brackets. Okay, see, now it's not able to understand what this set is. See, hover over it and we'll have import set java util. Let's import that class. Okay, see, that error is gone, and now you have, see, linked hash set. Again you have to import that linked hash set. See, import linked hash set. Okay, set cars equal to new linked hash set of string. Okay, and next is, see, this cars dot, again the methods are same, dot add, let's say, see, zen, then cars dot add, and you have, let's say, Audi. Okay, cars dot add Merc. Okay, cars dot add let's say BMW. Okay, cars dot add some other thing, something, let's say Acura. Okay, so see, like I added like some values into some cars into that list. Okay, and with this, like as it is a linked set, what it does is it maintains the order in which the elements have been are added to the set. Okay, so the way that we added, it will also display in the same way itself. Okay, and even this linked list does not accept duplicate values. See, if I do BMW 2 times, it only saves once. And see, let's say if I want to display for, iterate over this, and I'll say car, see cars. And if I want to display that value, system.out.println, and let's say car name is something plus car. Okay, I'm trying to display that value. See if I run this. Okay, so it's asking me to save. See, the way that we added to that list, see, it's maintaining that. See, first is Zen, Audi, Merc, BMW, Acura, and last BMW we didn't get it because it's already there in the list. So that's why it didn't add it to it. But it's maintaining the order in which we added to it. Okay, whereas has set or others, generally they don't maintain the order. See, if I now we added Honda, BMW, Merc here. So if you save it, see, Acura came first. Okay, Audi came second, then Merc, then BMW. Even it's not even alphabetical order. Okay, it stores it in its own way. Okay, but the linked asset, it does maintain the elements or the order in which we added those elements to the list. Okay, see, let's save this. Okay, that's what the link, that's what the difference between the has set and the linked has set. And in the same way, like we also have one more, which is the tree set. So what this tree set is, even this does not accept the duplicate values. Okay, same thing like the has set and the linked has set. And not only that, what it does is it stores the elements, whatever the elements that you add, in whichever the order that you added. Like it stores it in the natural order. Okay, in the sense like alphabetical order or the numerical order in the list. And it is not as fast as compared to the hash set because this maintains the order. So hash set is the only one which does not maintain any order. The way you add it, it stores in its own order and it just displays them. But whereas linked set or the tree set, like this linked hash set, what it does, it stores the values in the way that you have order. So it also maintains the order. And tree set, the way you, in whatever the way that you add, it maintains the alphabetical order. Okay, so if you see the performance of these three types of variables or three types of set, the first one is very fast, hash set. And again, it depends on our requirement in what way that you want to use and or what way we want to retrieve the values. Based on that, we have to select one type of object and store the values into it. Okay, so let's try this tree set. See, select, like I'll create a new class just to be create all the code separately. Okay, and I'll say collections underscore tree set, and I need the main method. So everything will be same, only the difference would be the object that you create. See, set let's say string, okay, and cars equal to new, and instead of set, like we have to say tree hash set or tree hash map. Okay, or like tree map. See, new, like tree map of string. Okay, and open and close the brackets and close it. So again, it does not know what set is, so go and hover over it and import the set. In the same way, tree map also, we need to hover over it and import the tree map. Okay, see, it did not. Oh sorry, tree map, incorrect number of arguments with the arguments. Oh sorry, not tree map, it's tree set. Okay, and then let's get this. See, import tree set. Okay, set and tree set. Okay, same thing again, like you can add it, cars dot add, let's say, see, BMW, then cars dot add cars dot add, let's say Zen, then cars dot add Acura, okay, cars dot add then Acura and let's say BMW. Okay, again like two values are there for the BMW. Then cars dot add, let's say Audi. Okay, Audi. And cars dot add let's say MERC. Mark. Okay, so different values, and if you see, like if I want to display them, for loop over the this, and I'll say cars system.out.println, see car name is plus car. Okay, so we are displaying the value of it, and now let's run this and see. Okay, and see the way that we added is first is BMW, Zen, Acura, then BMW, Audi and Merc. Okay, but when you are trying to display them, see it's displaying in the alphabetical order. Okay, actually like first all the upper cases and then see all the lower cases. In case if you have like that's a natural alphabetical order. Okay, so in case if I say everything, I'll give it as uppercase, then Audi, then Merc. Okay, see if I run this again, see now all A's first, then B, then M, then Z. Okay, so it's like what it does is, even though you add in a different way, in whatever the way that you add your values to that list, okay, or the set, like it stores and it maintains the order, like it maintains that natural order in the list, and when you are trying to display, it displays in that natural order itself. Okay, so this set or the tree set maintains like natural order. Okay, that's what the difference between the tree set and the hash set and linked hash set is. Okay, so based on our requirement, like how we want to or what we want to achieve, based on that, like you can use any of these things from the collections. Okay, any of this list from the collections that we have. Okay, not only this, like we also have something called as like tree map. Okay, there are some maps also. Okay, like to store the values into that list. Okay, which we'll see in the next class, like what are these maps and how we store the values into map and how we retrieve, like we'll see in the next class. Okay, so basically like these are, like I said, like these are all from the Java itself, and we may or we may not actually use them in our code. Okay, but mostly we'll use one of the type of the other, or one or the other type of the collections for sure, because we will have a lot of data that we'll be parameterizing it, we'll sending it to the scripts and reading it from scripts and entering it into the application. So we have to for sure use one of these types of collections. Okay, so try to understand, like try to go through each and every type of collection and try to write the code and try to practice it. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, so any questions now? Is it clear or any questions?